everybody. How's it going? Hi, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Woo!
We're here.
Yeah.
I forgot it was Thursday. I was like halfway through my day and I'm like, it's Wednesday, Thursday. Shit, it's Thursday. Oh my God.
It's so funny.
Thank God it's Thursday. Man, I'd hate it if it was Wednesday.
Well, I mean, yesterday was Wednesday. I didn't have anything against it.
No, it's just, but we've already been through it. You know, I don't want a Groundhog's Day thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to relive a Wednesday. Wednesday's like the worst day of all the days.
Is it?
It kind of is.
I think Tuesday is.
Really?
Yeah. Monday has the distinction of being at the beginning of the week.
Okay.
Wednesday is right in the middle, so you're halfway through the work week now. Thursday, Friday, good, closer to the weekend. Tuesday, it's just like Tuesday. It's like the Eeyore of days of the week.
Thanks for noticing me.
It's so true.
Sunday night into Monday are my worst. It's like when Sunday crosses that line into you're realizing it's Monday. It might as well be Monday.
The Sunday scaries. That's what we call them. We call them the Sunday scaries. We're just but I work Tuesdays to Saturdays. So I get the Monday scaries where I'm like,
that makes sense.
I don't want to.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's see who's here. I don't know if Bernie's still here because Bernie was here at 4, but hey, Bernie, if you're here. If not, hope you come back. I know. People come in early. They want to I love seeing how early some people come in. It always cracks me up. Sometimes I'll get 8 a.m., 12 hours difference, or 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like,
must be in a radically different time zone, perhaps.
I don't even.
Hey, Scott. I know I've said hi to some of you already, but just in case I didn't get to everybody yet. Hi, Nathan. Bonjour, Claude. I don't know if Claude speaks French. I just assume that he does. So, hey, Bradley, what's up?
Bradley.
Caitlin.
It's me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can you see the likeness in my picture?
Yes. Hey, Tim. Fixing to get hammered by a storm. Oh, I hope everything's okay.
I'm just fixing to get hammered, Tim.
Right? That's what I was thinking. That's what I didn't read the first part of that sentence or the last part of the sentence the first time I read it. That's what I saw too. Hey, Rebecca. I was going to say, you're in good company, Tim. Hey, Truth-ertainment, what's up? Let's see. I said, did we say hi to Tim already? We did, yeah. Okay. Hey, Mike. How's it going? Nice to see you here. Denbub, sup?
Sup. I don't know why this has to happen with that, but it does.
It does. Hey, Eris, how's it going? Hiya, people.
Mind forked.
Alien Outlaw. Chris is here. Mm-hmm. Chris, and Stuart's probably with her too. So, hey, Chris and Stuart. I spoke the common tongue. Is that what is the common tongue? Is that English or is that French? If you're French.
You're French.
If you're French.
Oh, I'm French.
I like French dressing.
Oui, bonjour. I'm French.
If you're French, wouldn't French be the common tongue? I don't know. It's too much at this point.
It's an English.
Angry Orchard. You know what? It actually is Cider Boys. I don't know if this is a local one or not, but it's delicious.
It is good. It's really good. This tastes like apple pie.
It does. It's really yummy.
Can we call it Cider Bros? I feel like it needs to be Cider Bros.
Cider Bros. I know, right?
Cider Boys or
Boys.
BOIZS. I don't know.
Cassie's here. Hey, Cassie.
Cassie.
Thank you. We're looking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
We do what we can.
Like this?
Smoke and mirrors.
It is. There's a lot of lights going on over here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of plaster and a lot of lights.
Yeah, honestly, without the lights, I'm like the Crypt Keeper. That's pretty much what I look like in person.
She's beautiful.
Nice. It's a filter. This actually isn't even my face. Can you imagine?
So funny. Yeah, I can.
Yep.
It's really funny.
So today we are going to talk. I am so excited because this is one of my favorite topics.
I hate it.
Objects. Oh, baby UFO. Oh, Nancy's here. Hey, Nancy. And baby UFO. Okay. Oh, English. Thank you, Bud.
Told you it was English.
Bonjour to you, so. Bonjour.
Bonjour, Claude.
Bonjour.
English.
So today we're going to be talking about not just a haunted object, even though it is a haunted object. We're talking the doll. Bob the doll.
Bobby. Good old Bobberino, the doll.
Bob the doll today, people. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're just going to play the video. For those of you that are new here, Caitlin and I also have another channel together called Paranormal Spirits, where we tell a paranormal story once a week. And then on Thursdays, we kind of play the video and then talk about it while we're here. So that is true. Ozzy does not like Robert.
He does not.
He does not, and it's pretty fun.
He strapped him to some demolition.
He did. He also shot him like with a water cannon. He did a couple different things to him. I think they ran him over with the RV.
Yep.
I was reading something about that behind the scenes. This is on Jack and Ozzy's World Detour. They went and saw Robert the doll, and Jack got like, one of the little Robert the dolls, which I really want to get. And evidently he had to get like quite a few of them because Ozzy just like hated it and kept destroying them. So he kept getting more and more.
Funny.
Awesome. Hey, David. All right. So everyone apologized to Robert before the show began. This is a wise person.
I refuse. I won't. I hate it. I'm not playing by those rules.
The 4 rules. You'll see how Caitlin feels about the rules. All right. So let's play this. And then, so what we're going to do this time, instead of playing it all the way through, because there's a lot of information in this one, we're just going to play and kind of like discuss as we go. So if any of you guys have any questions as we're going, type them in the chat and I will do my best to see them. All right. Hey, P3 Product. Is that Gary? Hey! Oh my God!
Oh my God, it's Gary!
Gary! You remember Gary?
Oh.
Gary!
I don't know.
I know. Pretty sure that's Gary, right? It always throws me off, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Okay, anyway.
It's Gary!
It's
Gary! Maybe. It might be Gary.
Gary.
It might be Gary.
Me off. All right, let's. Yes, it is. It is him. Okay. Awesome. Hey, I was just thinking about you the other day. We have to talk soon. Okay. I'm going to start. I keep saying I am, so here we go.
Often we take a drink. So grab yourself a drink and play along with us. Today is the story of Robert the doll. There's a lot of conflicting information about Robert out there. In my 25 minutes of research, I did look a little more into this. I gave it a good 2 hours. Robert the doll is housed at the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. There are rules, and there are people who have had issues after going to see Robert, and they've written letters asking for Robert to forgive them because of the things that have happened after seeing Robert. But where did Robert come from? So Robert was actually created by the Steiff Company in Germany. They're the people who created the first teddy bear. There were other dolls that looked similar to Robert, and originally he looked more like a clown or a jester. He's a little over 3 feet tall, which is very unusual. So they think that Robert was created for like a store display for these dolls. There was a little boy named Robert Eugene Otto, and he received it for his 4th or 5th birthday. This was about 1905. Now, he wasn't called Robert the doll at that point in time. He was a nameless doll. Little Robert is given this doll for his birthday, and he is just like immediately enamored with this doll, but almost like strangely so. And at one point, he said, "I gifted the doll my name. Now you need to call me Gene." His middle name was Eugene. He's Robert. And for the rest of his life, he went by the name Gene. Not only that, Robert wears a sailor's suit, and it's believed that those were actually Gene's clothes.
Okay, so first of all, the first thing I want to talk about is the name, right?
I hate it.
So not only was it just like a little kid saying like, "Oh, he's Robert and I'm Gene." He went by Gene for the rest of his friggin' life. He stuck with that. That's crazy.
His whole life.
His whole life.
What a
I was like,
little
no, no, no,
egotistical bastard who's like, that doll is like, I'm taking your name. I'm taking your name. It's my name now.
taking your clothing, taking it all.
Give me those clothes. Give me your name.
Taking
Your
your
name's
family.
Gene now. Eugene. Eugene now. That's funny.
But he kind of made this effigy inadvertently. He would spend hours with this doll. I mean, it's 1905, so the kid's not like playing on his Nintendo Switch anyway. So Gene took Robert everywhere with him. He was often heard talking to Robert, and his family reported that they would hear him in his room talking to Robert, and they would hear another voice. And so they'd go in and be like, Gene, who are you talking to? And he was just like, it's just me and Robert. So really strange things just started happening. And he was just constantly whispering to Robert. It was really a weird relationship.
Was he small still when this was happening?
Yes. Now, some people report that Eugene even went so far as to create furniture for Robert. He made a separate room for Robert.
He got his own room?
It was a big house. So, but as the years went on, this would escalate, and these kind of loud, violent commotions would be heard coming from Eugene's room. Furniture would be overturned, there'd be yelling, and all of this was going on between, supposedly, Eugene and Robert.
All I can picture is just Eugene and Robert just tearing it up like Motley Crue after a concert in a hotel room. Just like chucking TVs around and just like smashing hotel furniture. That's all that happened in my brain is the two of them just in like hardcore like Motley Crue outfits as well.
It kind of sounds like it from the descriptions, to be honest. And so then like things would be broken and like furniture and dishes and things would just break around the house and all this stuff was happening. And Eugene would constantly say Robert did it. And then stories about the doll moving started happening within the family. And so after this started happening, Robert was like vanished to the attic, right? They were just like, okay, we got the Motley Crue destruction happening. But the moment movement starts going on, Robert's in the attic. And Eugene was getting scared of Robert at this point. Like there would be times where they would come in Eugene's room and he would just be terrified of what was happening. So even though he was still attached to Robert and strangely so almost, he was also scared of him at the same time. And then they would hear footsteps in the attic. They would find Robert in different areas of the house. They would also, and this one is, they would hear like a giggle.
No. Just giggling. This stupid little doll boy is just giggling in the attic, moving around. Kid giggles are just the creepiest.
They are. I mean, kid ghosts in general are creepy.
Which is funny because kid death is almost always like just so tragic. Almost always. It's always tragic and sad, but they're little tiny creepy little.
He's Robert. And for the rest of his
clarify, Kate, it's always tragic, correct?
It is always tragic. It was like, sometimes, but maybe not if it's like a little like Satan child. But like usually they're normal children. But like if it's like a Satan Robert-esque kind of child, I know Robert's a doll, but
he was a little pain in the ass, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, right. Sometimes maybe it's a blessing.
What?
No, I'm kidding. It's always tragic. Small kid death is always tragic. I get.
Yes, but small creepy kid ghosts.
The worst.
Not the greatest.
Why is that? Why is
it's the giggle. I stand by it. I say it's the giggle.
I don't know. Is it because they're like small? And you're like, oh, so small, right? Like, oh, it's a little ghosty, so small. And then like, and you're like, yeah, death, the power of Christ compels you, little doll kid.
I don't know. But they're creepy. They're creepy. So do we think there's anything weird about like, the one thing that struck me with the first part of this story is how Eugene was just scared of Robert, really. But he also was super like attached. So do you think the attachment was from him, or do you think it was from Robert? Because according to kind of what we've heard, there's nothing going on with Robert yet. I mean, other than like I mean, there is stuff going on with Robert yet, but it couldn't be the curse that we'll talk about later because it wouldn't have happened yet.
Well, do you think it's like, I don't know, this is really terrible analogy, but like an abusive relationship where like you love him so much, you don't want to leave him, but he's really bad to you? Like maybe. So it's like so bad.
But I love him.
I love him so much. And Robert's like, I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, but I love him, Mama.
He's
Mama,
stabbing me. I love him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. New theory.
Right.
Done.
Problem solved.
Life, he went by the name Gene. Not only that, Robert wears a sailor's suit, and it's believed that those were actually Gene's clothes. So he kind of made this effigy inadvertently. He would spend hours with this doll. I mean, it's 1905, so the kid's not like playing on his Nintendo Switch anyway. So Gene, this would escalate, and these kind of loud.
Do you remember where it was at? What were
We put Robert in the attic.
Just like
There we go.
Okay, we had that. No, there was.
Yeah.
It's always tragic and sad, but
Yeah.
their little tiny creepy little ghosts are the worst. So small.
Yeah.
Yuck.
It's the giggle. It is the giggle. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
No, thank you, sir.
Now, despite the fact that, like I said, Eugene was scared of Robert, he did keep him his entire life. He became an artist. That was what he always wanted to do. He ended up marrying this woman named Anne, who was a musician. So then Eugene got word that his mom was sick and she was dying. And so they went down to Key West, and she did pass away, and they inherited the house. They decided.
Yes.
Was that picture of Jean and Anne wearing an outfit that is exactly the same as how she painted herself? Is that
He painted her?
He painted her in that outfit.
Yes. Yeah.
My brain confused them for a second, and I was like, ugh, Anne is really self-involved. She's like, I love myself. It's like the world's longest selfie where she's just like, oh my God, how long is this going to take? I really want everyone to see this outfit. I can't wait to put it on Instagram.
Can you imagine? That would be amazing. And then she stands by it to take a picture.
Yes. Perfect.
Love it.
Perfect.
Decided they were going to move in and they were going to live there. Anne was the one that kind of found Robert in a trunk and, was like, do you know what this is? And he was just like, that's my old friend. I don't know if he said it like that.
He literally like turned around in his office chair really slowly and was like, that's my old friend, Robert. Wanna give him
He was a little bit of an eccentric kind of guy, right? But this was.
There's nothing more humbling than seeing yourself in slow-mo. That's all I have to say.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
And hearing like my cackle. It's
So humbling. It's awful.
oh my
It's
God.
so bad.
And I think I had fleas this day because I kept like itching myself. Like
Please.
it must have been past my time for my flea and tick medicine or something. I'm just noticing it while I was editing. I'm like, why am I itching? Like everything is driving me crazy. So apologize if anybody else notices that too.
I did not notice. So thanks for
Well,
pointing
now
it
you
out.
all will. You're welcome.
Yes. Great.
This is just like a whole new level of weird. And this actually did cause some issues in their marriage. And at one point, the marriage became so strained, Anne moved out into a different bedroom. Now, they stayed married for the rest of his life.
Robert can no longer sleep in this bed with us. It's either him or me. Oh, you choose him?
Now, this house has, like one of those turrets in it. And actually, he used one of the rooms, I think the one maybe at the top of the turret, for his painting room because it got really good sunlight. It had a lot of windows. And Anne was just kind of like, Eugene, this doll. Like, I can't with this doll anymore. And so Robert was kind of like relegated to the painting room in the turret. And even as an adult, there were people in Key West who report that he would take him everywhere with him and talk to him like he was a real person. Some people will say that Robert was the one that requested to be brought up into the turret room, because one thing that Eugene said was that Robert really liked the view from the turret room. And so kids in the morning when they were going...
I'm going to pause this just for a second. Yes, Nancy, it's in Key West. He's still there in the museum there.
To school, they would see him in the window, and they would report that they would see Robert move from, like, sometimes from one side of the window to the other. They knew it wasn't Eugene because they could see him in another window painting. And people over the years had reported seeing Robert move, but also seeing his face change. And usually, if anybody said anything bad about Gene, Robert's face would change and he would not be pleased.
Like his eyebrows would just go, me. I'm mad now.
Eventually, Gene gets sick, and he kind of spends the last 10 years of his life locked up in the turret room with Robert. He kind of shut himself off and was up there with Robert most of the time for 10 years, just hanging out with Robert.
That's a sitcom now. Me and my terminal illness and my doll. Terminal illness and my doll. Yeah, I can picture the whole thing.
So Gene passes away, and now Anne is stuck with the house.
Can we just talk about that?
It's the funniest thing we've ever done. I don't care. It's so funny. Lynn messaged me and was like, too much? And I'm like, not enough. It's never enough. I've never laughed so hard.
Oh my God.
She came in and got my opinion on it. She's like, can I use your PC sensitivity?
No, I said I teach your morality. Is this
Morality
too much?
check. I'm like, nah, I'd laugh at it. We'll just put a disclaimer or something if anybody has any issue.
I sent it to Chris too at my park. She wants to hear it one more time. Let me see if I can get back.
I should be a songwriter.
And Chris was just like, it does get stuck in your head. I'm going to warn you now, everybody. Sorry.
No. And they would report that they would see Robert move.
For crying out loud.
And usually the house and Robert. And
No.
liked the view from the turret room. And so kids in the morning when they were going to school, they would see him in the window, and they would report that they would see Robert move from sometimes from one side of the window to the other. They knew it wasn't Eugene because they could see him in another window painting. And people over the years had reported seeing Robert move, but also seeing his face change. And usually if anybody said anything bad about Gene, Robert's face would change and he would not be pleased.
Like his eyebrows would just go, me. I'm mad now.
Eventually, Gene gets sick, and he kind of spends the last 10 years of his life locked up in the turret room with Robert. He kind of shut himself off and was up there with Robert most of the time for 10 years, just hanging out with Robert.
That's a sitcom now. Me and my terminal illness and my doll. Terminal illness and my doll. Yeah, I can picture the whole thing.
So Gene passes away, and now Anne is stuck with the house and Robert. And she's just like, you know what? House way too big for me. Robert, I'm all set with you. And she sold the house, but there was a stipulation. You can buy the house, but Robert has to stay here. Robert is part of the house. Robert comes with the house. There was a couple that bought it, and then I think after a couple of years, they ended up selling it to this family, and the family had a little girl, and the little girl now kind of forms this attachment with Robert, similar to Gene when he was a little boy. But same kind of things are happening, she's attached to him, but she's also kind of freaked out by him. She's not as attached as Gene, but she's freaked out. People are, again, seeing Robert move and hearing the giggling voice and hearing her talk to Robert like Robert was a person.
So for clarification though, when we say move, do we mean physically see him move, or he moves locations?
Both. So
okay, so what do we think about this? The idea that Robert moved. Do you think Robert actually moved, or do you think some of this was in people's heads? Because it's a lot of different people that reported seeing Robert move. either from place to place or his weird, creepy doll body.
I mean, like, I have a hard time with him, like, moving locations, right? Like, how is he moving locations? And we do talk about his, like, movement a little later on. I don't know if we're going to get to that part. We talk about in that portion of it, which whatever, it makes more sense to me than him being, like, in, the turret room and then all of a sudden, like, in the living room.
Well, we do have, like, people talk all the time about ghosts moving things from one room to another. Like, they're sitting there and then all of a sudden they find it in a different room. So it's possible.
Yeah, I get, but he's really big. Like, nobody saw this, like, 3 foot, like, like, getting it.
Yeah.
God, hilarious.
That's awesome.
But nobody saw this, like, 3 foot tall doll just, like, floating through the household, like. Well,
I see the issue. So you're thinking that he's actually like and floating by.
But are they like ghosts can't, like, are they like, is he teleporting or whatever? Like, what is happening?
Can, like, according to what people say, they can, like they call it apports, which are things that, like, suddenly appear, and then there's a name for something that disappears and it comes back, and I can't remember it now, but, like, they have had instances of people describing stuff like that happening.
I've never heard of that.
This is why you have me.
They, like, I dream of Jeannie. Okay, new theory. They I dream of Jeannie him to the other room. They were just like blink, and then he went to the other room.
Yes. Okay. Agreed. Done. I like that theory too.
At some point.
Sorry.
I would have loved it if we'd have caught something else, like our little magical mystery friend that floated off in Caitlin's frame.
Oh, yeah.
While we were talking about terminal illness and my doll.
Why? So we could, like, one up hobo.
Right. Right.
So we could literally never show it anywhere. Because now it's like everywhere. It's like terminal illness on my doll on the screen. You can't even mute it. It's just this. Yeah.
It'd have to blur out the text.
And just for everyone else's reference, like, when I sent it to Chris, she was just like, oh, that Caitlin. I was like, oh, no, let me just tell you. Caitlin sang the song. I did everything else. It's not just Caitlin.
No, it's a team effort. The horribleness that comes out of us, it's a team effort. One of us provides the canvas and the other one paints the beautiful.
We all signed off on this. Even I put my stamp on it, my approval stamp a little bit.
It's a team effort. It's totally a team effort of horrible. So we're all going to hell together. That's basically the goal.
Yeah. I mean, that is the thing about all of our videos. There's usually at least one thing that I'm like,
offensive.
Okay. Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff where I've edited it out immediately. I'm like, delete, and I delete it from existence. I'm like, this can't even live on my hard drive.
No.
Like, this can't live there. I'm like, if this someday somebody's gonna find this hard drive and they're gonna be like, I like when sometimes when we're telling the stories, we'll look at each other and go, I don't think we can keep this.
I
don't think we can keep it. It's really funny.
We do have some sort of, like, moral
compass?
Not really, but at least some sort of, like, that's a bit too far for the general public to hear us saying.
Yeah, someday we'll have a Patreon where we just put, like, all the really terrible things.
Really offensive things.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea.
You have to pay more money to get more offended.
Do you think people would do that, though?
Of course they would.
Yes.
Would they really?
Yeah. It's awesome. Caitlin, what do you do for a living? Oh, people pay me to offend them.
Offensive.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I like that idea. Hey, if anybody will pay for it, I'm happy
to
do it.
Your job. I quit.
Yeah. We already have plenty of stuff we could put up there. So
yeah, seriously.
All right, let's get back to Robert.
this little girl, she gets like attacked by Robert at night. And the parents come in, right? And the dad is like, enough, I've had enough of this. And he tries to get rid of Robert. And then not long after he tries to get rid of Robert, he's found dead in his car of like carbon monoxide poisoning. So it's unclear if he did it himself or if it was a malfunction of the car. We don't know for sure. But it was only a couple of days after he tried to get rid of Robert.
It was Robert just sitting in the car, like smoking a cigarette, like, hey, oh, yo, guy.
Oh, Robert. Yes. So time goes on, and this woman, now she's a widow. The daughter, I think, moves out of the house, and she has Robert. And she is selling the house. But instead of leaving Robert with the house, she takes Robert with her.
No.
She's the new caretaker of Robert. And she also, in her new place, reports that Robert would move. And then at one point, after several years, I mean, she had him for like 20 years. She had him for a long time. She claimed some sort of attack happened that she felt Robert did to her. So on August 19th, 1994, the widow, her name is Myrtle. Myrtle brings Robert to the museum where he now is. And she's just like, this is Robert. He was Eugene Otto's doll. He's haunted, and I need you to take him. Now, what's really interesting is Eugene Otto also helped found the museum, and they also housed a lot of his artwork. So this ended up actually being like kind of the perfect place to store Robert. So they were like, yeah, okay. You know, like a handful of people knew about Robert. You know, like some of the locals knew about Robert, but not a lot of people knew about Robert at this point in time. He kind of gets put into storage. He's not put on display initially, and because they're just like.
And sadly, that's not just because of the editing that I said about Robert. I think I cut a few out, actually.
Yeah, it was a lot about Robert. What
It was a lot
about
about
Robert? Robert.
All about Robert.
Well, you know, we don't really know like what's going on with this doll. And so the museum staff find like there's weird stuff happening. Things are getting moved. They're hearing footsteps. They're hearing kids giggling. All of the same kind of thing. They'd see Robert move from time to time.
I think Truth Entertainment says is Rob Bobby the doll an articulated doll? I don't think he is. I don't know that anybody's ever like said that. He doesn't look like he is, but I don't know.
What's an articulated doll?
You know, where like you can move the arms and legs like a Barbie or something.
Floppy. I think he's a floppy Joe Gibbs.
Well, I don't know that because like the Stife teddy bears, I think you can like they have at least like the shoulder. I keep forgetting you can't see this arm over here. They have like the shoulder thing that can move. So I don't know if he is or not.
I definitely needed you to show me the shoulder thing in order to understand it. I would have never I would have never gotten it if you had not done this.
Right. Oh my god.
You put a lot of effort into it too, which was even better.
Right.
I was like,
because it was off screen, so I felt if I did it more, you'd really see it.
Right.
I don't know, but maybe he had the shoulder. It's like pile driving Dave.
This right here. Wax on, wax off.
Okay.
Oh, kids.
Breather.
The word is getting out about Robert. And within a couple of years, he goes from, you know, a handful of people knowing about him to like thousands of people knowing about him. And they put him on display, and he is in a glass or plexiglass enclosure. So now Robert is on display, and you can go and visit Robert. But when you do go and visit Robert, there are 4 rules you have to abide by. So the first rule is you have to introduce yourself. You have to say, hello. Hi, Robert. My name is Lynn. The second rule is always be polite. So,
I'm
Like
just going to say, Alien Outlaw said they're going to draw a card.
Yeah.
The Hanged Man, that will be us with from Robert after he sees this.
Well, that's because I told him when to pick the card. What does it mean? Tell me more about it. I don't know anything about the card.
The Hanged Man?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a dude hanging upside down by one leg. I don't read tarot.
I'm like, don't you know everything about everything? Come on.
Yes.
Get on here.
No, I don't. But it just sounds like something that will happen to us after.
They need a little.
having
They
this
need
happen.
them behind a little drum kit. If they've got him behind plexiglass, it's like first thing I think of is a drummer that's too loud. You know what I mean? So they need a little drum
Yes.
for him and a little kit
Yes.
in front of him.
He's COVID safe.
He's like enclosed completely. Oh
It's COVID
God.
safety.
Oh no. Imagine
Why
waking
does
up
he
in
have
the
to
middle of the
be
night and Robert's
naked?
naked staring at you.
His little smooth spot. He's got a little smooth spot hanging out.
Little
Ken doll
little
parts.
patch.
Is he articulated? Articulated?
You'll find out. All right.
He wants you to be kind to him. You can't just be like a jerk. He's sensitive. Ugh.
Be nice to me.
Now, if you want to take a picture of him, you always have to ask his permission before you take the picture. This is a big one. And one reason they kind of came up with this rule is that when they first put him on display, they found people's cameras when they went to take pictures of him. They were malfunctioning. The batteries were draining. Like all kinds of camera issues would happen. And so somehow they kind of like figured out, like, if you ask his permission first, this doesn't tend to happen. And then the fourth rule is you always have to say goodbye to Robert. It's kind of like a Ouija board, if you think about it, right? Like you say hello, you say goodbye. And there have been thousands of people who have gone in there and maybe not followed one of the rules. And they've had all kinds of stuff happen to them after they've left seeing Robert. So there is a new documentary. It came out like last October. They had this one woman. She's a photographer. She would take like pictures of auras, you know? And so she wanted to come in and see if she could like photograph Robert's aura. So she asked the museum and got permission. And I guess there was some guy with her. She doesn't say if he was like her assistant or he just happened to be there or whatever. And she's taken the picture of Robert and she's like, oh, Robert's looking handsome today, isn't he? And the guy just kind of like makes a real snarky comment. And she's just like, oh. And all kinds of stuff happens to her after this. But one thing she did say that was really interesting is that an inanimate object, in theory, shouldn't have an aura. But you can see Robert has an aura, which is really interesting. This woman, her name is Bonnie Randolph. And so she was feeling guilty that this guy had said some stuff about Robert that wasn't too flattering and was just being mean and making fun of Robert. So she says after this happened, her life just took a downward spiral. And she had 8 years of issues between car accidents, financial issues, a broken back, a broken shoulder. She lost her business and the sinking of her houseboat. All of this happened after seeing Robert. So she's had a lot of stuff happen. So she's one of the many people that has written to Robert asking for forgiveness. But there are thousands. And the museum gets, they said, 1 to 3 letters every single day for Robert. Now, not all of them are ones asking for forgiveness. Some ask for Robert's advice. I'm not sure what they're asking for his advice on. Some people ask Robert or curse someone else.
It's not Dear Abby, it's Robert. Dear Robert, does this boy like me? How do I get him to ask me to the dance?
One of the things that I found really interesting with this new documentary that I was talking about was that, so Cindy Kaza, the psychic medium, they had her go there to try to figure out what's going on with Robert, how Robert sort of became the way that he did. One of them is that one of the servants helped take care of Eugene when he was a kid. They say that there might have been an affair with her and Eugene's dad, and she had lost a child, which I believe is true. She did lose a child, but they say this might be the child with her and Thomas, Eugene's dad. And so in her grief, she put the curse on Robert. So they had Cindy go in and she spoke with Robert. And basically what she said was that, like, there is a girl that was kind of the first spirit. So there's a girl that's like attached to Robert. He's not possessed by the spirit, But then she's like, but it's really interesting. She goes, I don't know how else to describe it other than it feels like there has been some sort of spell put on Robert. And basically it attracts spirits to him. So spirits with unfinished business. So there were some children. She goes, but he's kind of like a portal. And these spirits are just attaching themselves to Robert. So he has several spirits around him, according to Cindy. And there's one guy that's kind of nasty. And he's the guy that's doing all of the stuff like the attacks and the really kind of like not so nice stuff. She said, why are, people having issues? Like if they're not following the rules. In her head, she just heard, because they deserve it. So, these spirits may not be in the right frame of mind. They have unfinished business. Some of them are aggravated. But she's like, basically, he's kind of almost like a collection of spirits is what it sounds like, which is really strange. But he himself is the portal. So she also said, I'm getting the sense that people have seen him move. Now, Robert himself isn't actually moving. But what's happening is the spirits around him are manipulating Robert and moving him. That's what people are seeing. So
right. So that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So that's what Cindy, she's the psychic medium for those that don't know her. She thinks that it's the spirits that are attached to Robert. He's not possessed. She was very clear about that. He's not possessed, but there are a bunch of spirits that attach to him, kind of like, I don't know if I said it yet or not, but he's kind of like a beacon. Like he's just this kind of like hangout spot for spirits. I don't know how you would even describe him. He's just...
I just like the fact that they're moving him, like manipulating him, like he's like a little, like a rag doll, I guess, or like a puppet. They're puppeteering him, which makes me laugh. Because I would literally make him do like the most lewd gestures all the time. So you like turn the corner and Robert's like, right? Tried to keep it as G-rated as I could, so that was it's just
you just
he's
do
skiing. He's skiing a lot.
Yep, I gotcha.
I don't know. I just think it's really funny. I think it's really funny that ghosts, like spirits or whatever, would be like really drawn to this one particular doll and then not really do much of anything with him, but just like be total dicks.
Yeah.
Right? Also, real furious that we have talked about. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I just said never mind. Goodbye. Keep going.
Okay.
That was not going to make sense. So goodbye.
Okay.
See you later.
it's not that Robert himself is moving. It's the spirits attached to them are moving him to make it look like Robert is moving.
How did he get like that? Like, did he just like come out of the factory like that? Or like...
No, that's where she thinks there's powerful like spell work here. She's like, this is not anything that's going to be undone. If you believe in that, someone did some spell work on him and created him to be this kind of, I don't want to say vessel because they're not possessing him. They're just attaching to him. They're attracted to him. These spirits with unfinished business. Maybe he's just some like beacon. Maybe they don't see it as like him as a doll because now think of him as a congregating spot for like spirits with unfinished business.
I'm really annoyed that his rules are just like, he has unwielding amounts of power, right? Which it appears that he has like a whole lot of power and his rules are like, be nice to me.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't like that.
There was one woman who claimed her husband's toe got cut off after
Come on.
an issue.
How did it get cut off?
I have no idea.
She cut it off. She literally was like, ha ha ha, it's Robert.
Robert did it.
Okay, so at what point are you just blaming your crappy life on a doll in Key West? What point are you like, man, oh no, a flat tire because I haven't done any car maintenance on my car? So the 1994 Honda Civic.
Oh, Robert.
Oh, I want to go visit him, but I don't think I could be trusted. But
Yeah, I'm not going with you.
I wouldn't.
No, that even happened to that lady who was a photographer and the guy was there like saying stuff and she wasn't.
I think I would apologize at least. I would be polite to a point. I'm not gonna walk in there and be like, yo, bitch, you look bunk. What happened to this? You 100-year-old beast? Like, I'm not gonna do that. I would have more fierce rules. Rule number 1, bow.
Yeah. Never turn your back on me.
Don't make direct eye contact. Don't make direct eye contact,
Mhm.
but don't be rude and not look me in the face when we're talking. Rule number 3, bring me snacks.
So apparently, I don't know how, it said they discovered that Robert has a sweet tooth. So now one of the things people send him is candy.
Yeah, the male person in that freaking museum has diabetes now because they're like,
Well, they said they don't, out of respect for Robert, they actually don't eat the candy that people send him.
what do you do with it?
Well, I mean, maybe you offer it to the animals outside. I don't know. Give it back to the land.
To the animals of Key West, it's just like one old man who's lived there since 1953 who's like, I love candy! And he just waits outside for the Robert candy every day. What animals? A gator? One gator? Ah, candy! If you'd like to donate to our fund, and we won't curse you, we like martinis, margaritas, pizza, and cake. So,
Yeah.
well, that's the crappy story of
So that's we went through the whole video because it's funny.
the candy part made me so irrationally angry. It still does make me like irrationally angry. Like, what? All of a sudden, he likes candy? Oh,
I know.
Like, where does that come from? You know, somebody was like,
Someone at the museum likes candy. I agree completely with you on that one. That sounds like something I would do. You know what I've heard? Robert really loves candy.
Yeah,
you know what
he
else
loves
he
it.
likes? $100 bills.
Yes, send them, or else.
Right. If you're cursed, you know what really helps? Turn around on your side. A good. I
Yeah,
can't.
hundred. A good 100.
Hummer?
That was nice.
Not a Hummer.
Okay. He is an articulated doll. His
What?
shoulders work like this, so it might work for you.
I'm thinking airplane, you know what I mean? The automatic pilot. the little
Oh.
ball, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say $100 bill. Thank you, my perverted husband.
A hummer doll. That's, oh my God. I can't. I'm still mad about the candy. But I also am like obsessed with thinking about like the rules that I would have. Like I keep thinking of like new stupid rules. And I just want to have rules in my life that like if people don't abide by them, then they don't get to hang.
Like,
They need to be
so
ridiculous.
what?
I don't know. I keep like thinking about it, and it's just I can't think of anything really good that I would stick with. But I'll keep thinking. What would you have for rules? We talked about my rules.
Well, I mean, your rules are pretty good. I would definitely like.
Bow.
Yeah,
Bitch.
the bow.
That's my
Don't look in the
favorite.
eyes. I like that. No personal, like no like contact.
Don't
no,
make
like,
eye contact, but look me in the face.
Yeah.
Because rude. You can't.
Right.
Don't look me directly in the eye. We talked a little bit further about that. We were like, you have to look me right here or
Right,
here.
right.
Here,
Or maybe
anywhere.
But if you dare come here, curse.
Right. You have to
Forever.
address my chakras wherever
Yes.
they are.
I'm gonna do my Ash Wednesday spot. That's the spot.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
I
spot.
like it. I would go along. I like your rules. I think I would second those. Yeah, but I still like the candy too, so I would keep that up.
Bring me candy.
And like in booze, like you know what Robert really likes? A lot of booze.
yeah,
A lot of
Vodka.
booze.
Sandwiches.
we need that.
Margaritas.
Sandwiches. Are we hungry? I think
Yeah.
we might just be hungry. I'm eternally hungry, so I'm like, I need snacks. Bring me snacks. I'm always like concerned about snacks, so I feel like snacks needs to be a rule for me. We keep emergency snacks places like in the car. There's in there for Caitlin. They're Caitlin emergency snacks because there's like a 10-minute warning, right?
Like Captain's wafers and stuff.
It's like a granola bar. It's literally like something so stupid, like a granola bar, but the granola bar will save your life. It
I
will
love that
save.
Dave does like an old man snack, like Captain's Wafers.
Well, I've never even heard of it, and I'm scared. I'm scared to ask.
Werther's Originals in the cup holder.
I love Werther's Originals.
They are good. They're
I
not just
also
really good.
had a small stint of time where I had a plastic baggie with butterscotch candies in my purse.
I don't know why. I don't know where they came from. It was like a mystery. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, I'm a grandma. And I was like, it's happening. But yeah,
There's
I'm obsessed.
always something in my purse.
So I'm obsessed.
You get one of those little head things that protect your perm, you know,
Yeah.
from the rain.
Don't even act like I wouldn't use that because I hate washing my hair. And if it rains, I literally will like do anything to get my hair, to keep my hair from getting wet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, that's a different kind of Robert.
Right?
Robert's
That would be
literally, he's just hot boxing his plastic box that he's in. He's you turn
He's just
around
full
and
of
it's
smoke
full
all of
of
a sudden.
smoke. And he's just like, Robert's like this.
All of
Yo.
a sudden he's just extra droopy.
Yeah. Yo. And he's eating snacks.
That's
That's
awesome.
really funny.
Hey, Jay.
Hi, y'all.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
y'all.
They are.
See, everybody's a fan of Werther's.
Werther's are lit.
They're good.
They are good.
Lit's one of those words that I can't say. No matter
Lit.
how hard I try, I sound real dumb.
Yeah. I'm just
Like-
way too old to say lit.
Like fire. Like the kids are like, oh, that's straight fire. No. That's how I know I'm old.
Cool.
I say cool all the time. Yeah.
I say
Or
cool.
awesome,
I
you
say-
know, I'll say.
I'm from Boston, so I say that's wicked cool. I'm like,
Wicked
oh,
cool,
that's
yeah.
wicked cool, kid. That's wicked
Do you say
cool.
wicked pissa?
Wicked pisser, kid. I've never said that before in my life. I've said, that's a pisser. What a pisser. What a pisser. So I wonder, I do also think about the people who like blame their crap life on, like they go to visit Robert and then they're like, everything bad that's happened to me is because of a doll in a museum in Key West. But I don't know, man. Like a lot of it seems real dumb.
Mhm.
But then there's like a lot of it that you're like, oh, all right. Like that's pretty crazy and cool and wild. Like all of the stuff that happened when Eugene was a kid. Like all of that stuff seems pretty legit and bizarre to me.
Yeah. And then it happened with that little girl too.
Yes.
Same stuff. And then the
Little
museum like staff were noticing same sorts of things too.
Right. So like those core things I feel like are real. But I don't like the rules. How much?
Yeah, I think the rules, it's a bit much. But do you think some of it is, even if they're not just blaming their crappy life on Robert, but do you think some of it is just like, which I agree, they probably are, but is some of it maybe just like self-fulfilling prophecy too? You know, like they're like, oh, crap, I didn't like abide by this rule. And now all of a sudden stuff starts
Yes.
happening in their life, like bad stuff.
Right. They like will it into existence. Because it's like that thing where you're like, you think something bad's gonna happen, so something bad happens. What's that called?
Plus,
Oh.
you
What?
know,
Self-fulfilling prophecy, I think is what you mean.
Is it? Is that what
Yeah.
you said? You're
Yeah.
welcome.
well, plus
I'm
anything that
listening.
bad happens to you, like, you know, you forget to take the trash out and you're like, damn Robert, you know what I mean? And,
Right.
like, you assign it, they're
Well,
going to assign it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way easier to blame the doll than it is to be like, oh, I messed up real bad. Like I
Right.
didn't do. Am dumb. I drank 27 beers and fell and broke my shoulder. Robert.
Right.
Right?
Robert.
Like not my drinking problem.
Right.
Right.
True.
Don't have a
As we're
drink.
all just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yet.
People that drink are heathens.
I don't know. I think he's super interesting. I think the Robert thing is weird. I think the aura thing is really super weird.
It is.
That
I
is
agree.
weird.
That is really weird. There are definitely some things about Robert that like are hard to explain away, you know? Like I like the idea of what Cindy says. Like it makes sense to me that like maybe it's a collection of spirits. I mean, because if you think about it too, even if we just go on like the idea of like intention, right? And like creating something from intention. So many thousands of people now go see Robert. Is it possible that they've now created this kind of vortex of spiritual energy around Robert because they believe it's true? So now it is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
You
Show's
know,
over.
consciousness, as
Yeah.
Denbub says.
Everything is connected. Denbub has had a lot of like good insights today. Yes. Universal
Way more than
consciousness.
me.
Well, you know,
Everything is
if you subscribe to the theory that we're creating everything as we go, then
Agreed,
yeah,
Nancy. I like the way Nancy thinks. Robert is a sailor. Why not take him out on the town for a drink or two?
right.
Maybe that would loosen him up.
For what? What happens when he gets looser? Looser?
Well, maybe he doesn't curse people then. Maybe
No,
he's
because
just like,
happier.
Or maybe he's the opposite kind of drunk where he's like, I curse on all your households. And then he
Maybe.
curses a chair and then everybody dies when
everybody dies.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, an amendment to the cursed toilet, right? I was thinking about this the other day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cursed bidet. Can you imagine?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the pressure of a fire hose, like you turn that thing on and it like
That happens sometimes in our household. Just
I'm sorry.
saying. Sometimes
Well-
the water pressure is like eager in our household. Sometimes you turn a faucet on and it's like, and other times it's normal. I don't understand it. That has happened to me on the bidet. I'm just saying.
So you
You get a
power
power
wash
wash
your
butthole.
own butthole. Yeah, nice. That's real nice. That's good. Lynn.
And the water's cold. So it's
With the
shocking.
cleanest. She's got the cleanest butthole in the Midwest.
Right.
Is
Damn
Ohio
proud of
technically
it.
the Midwest?
We are in the Midwest. I know it's weird. I know.
What? Okay. I also want to talk about I don't know, the Eugene relationship through adulthood. So weird.
Okay, but here's the other thing that like people don't talk about. Yes, you're right. That is really weird. But what about the lady who had Robert for 20 years after her husband died questionably?
Yeah.
And her daughter was affected by Robert, and Robert attacked her daughter, yet she became Robert's caretaker for like 20 years. She became attached to Robert.
Maybe
How do
she
you
did
explain
it.
that?
Did she do it out of fear, or did she do it because she was like a old crazy lady who was like, "Oh, doll, you're
I
gonna
don't think
be
she was that
mine,
old at the
doll."
time. I think she was like my age, so tread lightly.
An old crazy lady. No, a young and sprightly crazy lady. Is sprightly a word? Did I just make that up? You're welcome.
I think it's a word.
It is a word, yes. Oh, look.
Labia.
That word has come back to haunt us.
Haunt you. I love that word. La 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 la.
It's better than other
labia.
names for it.
What? No. There are a lot of other names for it, Lynn.
Oh, I think we did a podcast about that, did we not?
We did British terms versus US terms.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
well, that'll be interesting.
It was
We can
something.
call it the old wizard sleeve. Do you like that?
Sleeve of wizard, yeah.
I like that. Another personal favorite, because I'll just say it, because why not? Is a ham wallet.
Oh,
Right.
oh, Kaylin, God. You're making my demons act up. Stop.
The demons, my demons. I'm sorry, I'm done. We won't go down that road.
Robert,
I can't.
circle back.
I'm going back to
So,
Callie. Go.
I don't know. I just think it's really weird that people seem to become attached to Robert, even though they're scared of him. You know, like Eugene was scared of him. This woman was scared of him. She eventually gave him up after she thought Robert attacked her. And yet, like, and the little girl was scared of him. Like, so even though people are, so I'm wondering, is the attachment like voluntary?
Voluntary. Voluntary. I'm not sure if it's voluntary, but it might be voluntary. That's amazing.
I was watching Zach Bagans today. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Voluntary.
He emphasizes the weirdest words.
Yes, he sure does.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe you're right. I think there is something there, But I do think it's like a weird, I really do. I'm like, I know I use the abusive relationship analogy, but I think it's like that thing where like Robert is a comfort first, right? So he's like a pal, a buddy, a comfort, a little smudge that you get to play with and hug and touch and do the thing, like, and be your friend.
Yeah.
And then he starts chitter chattering at you, and oh my god, that cat scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, "There's a creature behind you! Watch out! It's a creature!"
It's a cat, but
so yeah, so I think like Robert like eases people in, right? Like he like does a thing where he's like, "Oh, well, come play with me. I'm your doll friend, and we're gonna be friends forever." And then he's like, "I'm gonna scratch you when you're sleeping," and then he starts to mess you up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
well, Nathan hasn't. So Nathan, I saw earlier, he was convinced that maybe there's something demonic with Robert. I don't know that I agree necessarily. I don't know that there's something demonic with Robert. I think there might be like a real like grumpy character associated with Robert, but I don't know if like demonic. Like I could see myself being annoyed with people. Like if I've lived a full life and now I'm a spirit and now we got all these people coming and looking at me and I'm hanging out with Robert, I'd be like, ugh. I'm like that now, honestly. So
yeah, but like before the museum and before all that, like I think the museum stuff is like my least favorite part of the whole thing. I'm like really into like the origin story, right?
Right.
I'm really into like all the families and the long term like time with the family and like why did they keep him for so long? Why did they just put him in the attic? Right? Like if you have this creature that's for this doll that's like doing the thing and being a thing and whatever, how are you gonna just put it in an attic? Like why wouldn't you just get rid of it?
See, if I were Robert, I wouldn't want to.
Oh, Robert. Oh, Robert. Sorry.
No, I would just like put me in like a like a trunk or crate somewhere and just let me be,
Well, they put him in an attic, but like that same sort of idea. Like, why would you keep him in the house? Like, if it's causing all these problems, like, why are you keeping him in the house? Like, why wouldn't you just be like, away with you, Robert? I'm going to dump you off at the Salvation Army for somebody else to pick up and play with.
Well, yeah, maybe the other commenter was right. Maybe it's some sort of attachment that you're not, you don't have any kind of free will.
Right. It's very interesting.
No.
Dave, what would your rules be?
Well, you couldn't come listen. You'd have to bring some cool music. I'd have to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
Snacks are good. Probably
Always
pizza.
Yeah.
Probably. I was gonna say Marion's Pizza. Probably nobody knows about that.
It is delicious.
Yeah. What else?
It's a tough one. It is a tough question. It's like the like curse thing. Like,
right.
What is it that?
No, I don't have any. I just like don't talk to me too much. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it is. Just like don't like I said, don't put me in a plexiglass case in a museum. So I guess what I'm saying is.
You don't want to be Robert?
Right.
I kind of want that. I kind of want to be Robert. I just want to be like put on display so I can curse people for just for doing things that I don't like for that day. Nice. Sick. I would send the doll to Dave and Lynn. I would. Lynn would love it. Lynn would love it. She would open a haunted doll and be.
How long have we been muted?
I think just a minute.
Just for a second. I would have told you if you were muted. I'm not just going to let it be me talking the whole time going.
It's Robert.
I didn't mute it.
Talking about Robert, he muted our mic.
Robert did kick me out of our recording.
Did he?
There was so it was split into two. So there's a time when we're recording where like obviously we're doing a thing and it was towards the end of the story and I'm obviously a butthole and I can't be nice. And my internet was crap the entire time we were trying to record that story. And at one point I got disconnected and I had to like come back and join. So it was interesting. It really was.
We're doing it. We're blaming everything on Robert. See how
I'm not. It really was just my internet. And because I live in Central Florida, it's like crap internet. See, Robert said, enough.
I never said that Dave loves rules. If anything, Dave does not love rules. Dave would rebel against rules.
I do not like rules.
I hate
Neither do I. Neither one of us do.
I have a problem where if you tell me that I can't do something or like that I have to do something, I'm going to do the total opposite. And I'm going to do it like as big and as bold as possible, which is why I can't ever go see Robert.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I would roll in.
My channel starts with the word rebellious.
Yeah. It's an actual problem. Like, why are we like that?
I don't know. I think it just makes us interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like to pitch my mental illness as interesting as well. Thank you.
Hey.
It's not a mental illness. Everybody likes freedom. Nobody likes to be held
Kidding.
down.
No.
We all like freedom.
Great.
Some people like rules and structure. They like that.
That's true. That's true. Some people do like that.
Yeah, they don't. Some people need that, but when it comes down to it, nobody wants their free will stripped away.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I think so too. But some people, thrive under like.
Look, for instance, I like
restriction though.
I like routines. You know what I mean? I like consistency. I like to know what's going to happen. If I was psychic or clairvoyant in any way, that would actually be great for me because, I wouldn't have to guess through anything. But I also don't necessarily believe in destiny. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I prefer the notion that I have free will, even though like I'm not going to get off on the whole thing, but we're only as free as we, freedom's kind of
only as free as you think you are.
Yeah, an illusion a little bit, right? So, but
Dave's getting deep.
Yeah, no, but that's why I don't like. We all hate authority, government, all that stuff, right?
I'm clearly a rule follower. I have always done things by the book.
Yep.
I'll tell you what it is. It's justice. That what you want to see done is justice. But
who's justice?
Well,
my justice.
Right.
Right. Yes. I'm getting pumped up. I want to punch somebody. Keep talking.
But when there's somebody holding something over your head or something like that, that's the first
punch
thing
him.
I want to do is squash that.
Punch him. My resolution for everything is just hitting somebody right in the face. Right? Like you get a lot accomplished. You don't have to have a talk. You don't have to. Sometimes people just need to get punched in the face.
They do.
Or the neck. It takes them down much faster.
That's the best teacher.
Yeah. You ever met somebody that you're like, wow, you could learn a lot from getting hit in the face right now. Let me try it.
Yeah.
But now you're like
you meet that you realize haven't had enough punches to the face.
I meet a lot of people that have not had the need to get punched in the face.
I am justice. That's right.
You had
hold on. I think Gary had a question. Oh, doesn't somebody still have the Annabelle doll that Ed and Lorraine? Yes. I can't remember his name. He's their son-in-law. He runs their haunted museum now. Annabelle is still in their collection. So they do still have Annabelle.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Annabelle is...
What is the issue with haunted dolls? What's so creepy about it?
It's not that. It's just like, why? Like, why are they haunting dolls? I don't know what irritates me. It's not like well, first of all, the old dolls, like the porcelain dolls, are horrifying. They appear, they're just always like,
right.
Yeah.
And they're creepy and they're like, yucca. But like Annabelle, you hear the stories and you're like, oh my God, so scary. And you see it and you're like, that's Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann.
That's Raggedy goddamn Ann. I had one of those. That's not scary. It has yarn for hair, right? You're like,
I had like
so
a
you-
3-foot like tall Raggedy Ann. It was huge, the same size as me.
I don't like that.
Like,
Too big.
I
Outta
had
here,
no
right?
idea what it meant.
It was really light. It was
No.
just, you know,
Raggedy Ann
doll.
and Andy. And
Andy freaked me out. Raggedy Ann, I was okay. I mean, except for there were like weird triangle eyes. I wasn't a fan.
Well, can we talk? Hold on. Let me just adjust. Oh my god. Oh god. I needed to make a spectacle of that.
Did they have
Why
triangles or triangle cheeks? One or the other. I can't remember.
they have triangle like isn't it the corners of the lips are triangles? Like the
Oh, now I'm gonna look it up.
Google it.
Yeah.
You Google it. But I
Google.
can't. Why does it have to be Raggedy Ann and just regular old Andy? Why can't it be like atrocious Andy? Like, why does it have to be? It's like what they look exactly the same. Why is she
Yeah.
raggedy and he's just a guy?
Right.
Right.
Let me see.
Women's lips,
Right.
the Raggedy Ann and Andy style.
She's gotta be raggedy. Oh, the nose was triangular.
Ew. Well, that makes
I'm trying
sense.
to find the one that I had. It's probably Annabelle. It's probably the one in the museum, knowing me. Like, I probably owned the Annabelle.
Possibly.
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't even see it anywhere on here. Yeah, the nose. I mean, it was similar to this one. Let me see. Let me show you guys. Probably in about the same size because this looks like it's pretty big. This right here.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not scary at all. That's so stupid. What does it mean when you make yourself laugh that hard? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know. We do it all the time. I love one of my favorite comments during one of these Thursday shows was somebody like came in and they're like, "Did I just come in on you guys watching yourselves, laughing at yourselves?" I was like,
Yes.
"You did. You
And I know
absolutely
what's
did."
coming. It makes it worse because I know what's coming. Like the whole time we're watching it, I'm like internally giggling about terminal illness in my dog. And I know it's coming, and I'm still gonna laugh about it because we're goddamn hilarious.
But I don't think I told you about the Roberts.
No, you didn't tell me about O. Roberts. I didn't get to see O. Roberts, and I freaking died because it's perfect. Because we O. Roberted at the same time at one point, and so it was like extra perfect.
Yeah. We need to make like Robert shirts.
Terminal illness and my dog. The terminal illness and my dog. Yeah.
That'd be great. We need to make like
a
a TV commercial for that show, like we did the 1-800 or Computers 101 with Lynn.
Computers 101 with Lynn.
Terminal illness and my doll, like preview.
We gotta release, like, we'll put out a little mini album on Spotify with all the stupid songs that I've written. This stupid touching thighs is.
We could. We've done a lot of songs over the years.
It's because I can't stop singing. You just can't. No, can't stop. Won't stop. Can't stop me.
Why would you want to?
I don't. And it's not good. None of it is good.
But it's entertaining.
I know. It's not great. It's not great.
But
it's terminal illness and my doll. My mom would be so proud.
It's okay. The episode for next week, I am much worse than you in.
I love that.
And I'm like, nope.
What did I do?
You're just like, I do feel kind of bad that all these people are dying. And I'm like, I don't.
That's amazing. That's so good. It's one or the other. At least we alternate so that we're like, because if the two of us were ever like with our powers combined on that, we would literally get canceled immediately. We would get kicked off the internet before we even uploaded it.
It's true. We need someone to balance each time.
It's nice. Do you think that? So I don't know. And why? And what else is at this museum?
I don't know. I think it's like a maritime museum. It sounds very boring, other than Robert to me. I think that's the only, maybe that's why they play Robert up, because they actually get people coming to the museum now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that maybe that's why they're like, we need dollars here at the Maritime Museum. We need the dollars down here in Key West.
Right. Well, they do have art, because Eugene Otto's art, some of his art is, or at least it was there at one point. But I wonder too, like, here I'm with you on this. Like, I kind of call BS on the like the rules and all of this stuff, like the museum stuff, because you don't hear about any of that stuff happening to anybody before he went to the museum, right?
Right.
Like, it wasn't like people were getting cursed while Eugene Otto owned him, or while the other
Right.
weirdo lady owned him, or, you know, the couple had him in their house. Weird. But like, would you buy the house if you were like, you go into the house and then Robert's there? And
yeah, and then I would go like this, like a normal person. I'd be like, trash. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do, brother? Like, what are you gonna do?
It's interesting that they all kept Robert, though, right? Nobody threw Robert out.
Like
well, because they gave him the heebie-jeebie scare, the death scare. They're like, Robert has to stay here. And like, who's gonna question that in 19th?
Well,
the
little girl's dad tried to, and then he like ended up dead.
DED. Yeah, but what do we know about him? Like, how did he die?
It was like carbon monoxide poisoning. So they don't know if it was a malfunction of the car,
or it was just little Robbie Robertson.
Yeah, Bobby Liddell.
Bobby
Liddell.
Can we call him Bob? Does he hate that? Does he not do nicknames? Is that
nobody's ever said anything? They always call him Robert, but I just every time I say his name, I want to say Bob. I don't know why.
He looks like a Bob.
It does kind of look like a Bob. I could see a Bob thing.
Bobbert. Mike Miller wins.
Yep.
Bobbert. Bobbert is so scary.
Mike! That's Mike of Haley and Mike.
I know.
Mike.
Yay. It's Mike of Haley and Mike.
Yes, Mike of Haley and Mike.
That's nice.
Bobbert. You like that one too, Beebs?
Beebs likes it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Let me not do that, please.
Terminal illness and my cat. And my cat. Bobbert. It's stuck in my head. It really is stuck in my head, not just because it's the greatest thing of all time.
It's stuck in my head for like 3 days.
It's really bad. I know, it's really bad. I'm so sorry, kids.
Yes. So any of you who watched on SOR when I did the square table with Caitlin and Haley and Mike, that's the Mike of Haley and Mike.
It's Mike of Haley and Mike.
Yep.
We'll get them on one of these days.
Yeah, I know.
We
they
go
want to do the show again.
Way back.
We go
way back. I don't know, man. But you know more about like the doll thing, right? Like, so in general, haunted doll territory, is this like is it standard? Like, is this normal stuff, or is this all like very rare for?
I think it's pretty rare. I mean, if like, especially if he is moving from one place to another, and like, you know, people are having issues after like seeing him and not following his rules. I mean, that's kind of unusual. But again, I do think some of that is probably a little bit of like self-fulfilling prophecy. I think, you know, like people are like, it's been so ingrained now that you have to follow Robert's rules. And if you don't, something bad is going to happen. That maybe because they believe something's bad is going to happen, something bad happens. But as far as the other stuff.
Well, like, here's the real thing. Bad shit happens all the time. Like, you go through your whole day and stupid shit happens. But now you have something to go, well, it's this must be why. Like, I stubbed my toe today. But like, unbeknownst to everyone in the world, I like break my toes once every couple of months, right? But now it's because I went and saw the doll and I didn't ask to take a picture and I just snippety snapped my shot.
Right.
I want to know what the aura colors mean. That's a thing, right?
It is, but I don't really know. I mean, I think it depends on who you talk to.
What is it? Infrared that they use to capture that?
I can't remember what it is. Hold on. Nathan said, did we talk about the Gollum comment? Let me see what the Gollum comment. Let me go back up and see. Dolls are like golems. They already have a form. Yes. Okay. So he's absolutely right. That is why, when we were talking before about you, I was like, what's your problem with dolls? And you were just like, they're just creepy. Why dolls? Like, well, dolls were originally created to contain spirits. Like they were originally created for that purpose. Yeah.
Why?
So that's why a lot of times when someone passed away, you know, like some of these really old dolls, they actually have human hair. So they would take the hair of the deceased person and use it in the doll. I know it's gross.
Do that with my hair.
I will.
After I die. Please make a Caitlin doll. Please give her really big knockers.
Yeah, she'll have like a slutty cheerleader outfit on. It'll be great. But with a bondage collar, it'll be
make sure she has a bondage collar, really big knockers, and then I'm coming back for her. I'm coming back for you, baby.
And she'll have
and she'll be like this. She'll do this just like this.
Yeah. She'll have the beer bottle attachment.
She's got to have a beer bottle.
Comes with Tito's.
Oh, I love my teat. The teat.
Teat.
I had to stop drinking the teat because I was going to die. We recorded one night and I brought the handle of, I used to bring the handle up to my office with me so I wouldn't have to like go up and down the stairs to make drinks because God forbid I move my body.
Right.
And there was one night we finished and I stood at the top of the stairs and I was like, mistakes have been made. And I had to sit down and I was like, I'm like sitting on the top like ledge of the stairs. And I was like, I know I'm going to die today. And I had to like, I like did the thing where I like slid down on my butt because I knew it would have been impending doom. Thanks, Tito's.
Oh yeah.
I made a mistake. So that's when we switched to be our kids because
I get it. I didn't know about these, Nancy. Do a show on the infrared goggles the U.S. military used in Vietnam, the ones that they saw demons with?
Write that down.
Right? Yeah. That sounds amazing. Remember that. You'll remember it better than I will.
Somebody remember that.
Wow. Hey, Pyramid 7, what's up?
Yo!
That's crazy. I haven't heard of that one. I can't wait to look into that.
Yeah, that's going to be the next.
Maybe we should do another like thing we should do is like the history of dolls too. Like why are dolls haunted?
Yeah, I would like to learn that because I didn't realize that they were made for that purpose, and I hate it more. I hate it.
All the more reason not to own a doll. But
Victorians used to do a lot of really like weird, like what we would view as weird things. Like they would have that like hair art that they would use like hair from a deceased person.
I saw some of those. From it. Yes, I saw some of those. I was visiting a friend in Montana, and they had them in like a little weird store, and I was like, "That's disgusting." I was like, all of the time, all of the years of hairdressing, I could have been making art, but instead I was sweeping it up and throwing it in the trash.
Well, that's because like. So like when somebody like hair, like I'd be like, oh my God, Caitlin, your hair is so beautiful. The moment it's cut off your head, I'm like, that is foul. Get it away. Like, what is that? Like the moment it's off of someone's head, it's automatically disgusting.
Do you know that I've in my lifetime given people bags of their own hair?
Why?
I don't know.
Did they ask for it?
Yes, ma'am. Can I take this home? You sure can. And I just sweep it up and put it in a bag, and I never book them an appointment again because they're making voodoo dolls out of their own hair. What are you doing with your own hair? What are you doing? Making a pillow? Like, that's itchy. Like, what are you doing with that? You're at home just huffing bags of your own hair? Ooh. Wow, it's haircut day today.
Locks for Love, it would be donated, right? Like you'd have to, and it has to be
Locks of Love was different. Like you braid it and it has to be like in a ponytail. Like there's a process for Locks of Love. I'm not talking about Locks of Love. I'm talking about standard haircut. You finish the haircut. You are sweeping up the trimmings, and somebody's, can I take that home with me? Yep. I'm not ever going to ask why. I don't want to know.
What?
That's not.
You never asked why? That was my first question.
Lynn.
You sure can, but why? I'm curious why.
Listen, it was never the people that you wanted to know why. Right? Like it was never like the yous of the world where you're like, Lynn, what are you going to do with this? Yeah, what are you going to do with this bag of hair? It's somebody who you're like, oh, you're a serial killer. Here's your hair. Thank you. Please tip
Pyramid
me.
7 says good to put around the garden, though. Maybe that's
Maybe.
why. Like
And
ashes.
hair is good for oil spills. So like I do know
Oh.
that, but I know that these people are not doing oil spills stuff. So maybe it's the garden. Maybe they're serial killers. Excuse me. Maybe they're just weirdos who want bags of their own hair. I don't know, man. But
If I were asking for like a bag of my own hair, I would offer up a reason. Like, I know this sounds weird, but I use it for X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Can I, like, would it be a pain if I got my hair? I still
No.
couldn't even do it. Ugh. No. It's like people who want their teeth from the dentist.
I would
Why
want my
would you
teeth.
that either.
I wanted to ask for my femur, my like bones when they took them out of my body.
That's different.
I wanted all of it. I have a whole bag full of like stuff that they've taken out of my like metal things that they've taken out because I wanted it all. I'm like, I paid for that. That's my money. Or my bones. I was like, I grew those. And they're like, it's a biohazard. And I was like, oh, well.
Yeah. The most disgusting, the placenta.
Yikes.
I
don't
did
like
see
that
mine. I
word.
did ask to see mine. Like when I had Piper.
Saw it?
Yeah, I was still like strapped
yeah.
down on the table because I had a C-section, and they were like finishing up, and like one of the doctors brought it around so I could see it. It was really kind of crazy. It was cool looking, but I wouldn't eat it like some people do. That's nasty.
You know what you do with it? You freeze dry it.
Grind it up. Some people do. They freeze dry it, they grind it up and make, like, there are companies that will freeze dry it, grind it up and make it into tablets you can take because it's full of like nutrients. That's why cats eat it. Like, or animals eat it after they give birth. I know, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Just something other that isn't going to make like Caitlin vomit. Mike wants to know, did Bobbert have real hair? I don't think he has any hair. I think he's bald.
Bobbert was a baldy. Bald Bobbert.
Yeah.
I don't think he had hair either, but he wore a little, he had a little sailor. I think he might have had hair.
Did he? Let me look. Because I don't remember him having hair. Let's look. Robert! He's going to come out of my phone like,
no, I can.
Yeah, he's going to be like, I hear you talking about
like Saturday morning cereal, you know?
Oh, he does have some hair, I think. Hold on.
He's a little tufty, doesn't he?
It's like, yeah, it looks kind of like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on my phone, but it's kind of like teddy bear fur is what it looks like.
He has a felt head. So it's definitely not real. Sorry, Mike. Sorry to disappoint. Like, he didn't have bag o' hair from the hair salon.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
it on his head.
But he does sport the middle part, however.
Oh, he's dapper.
Can we talk?
He doesn't look like a boy.
He has that like 20s hairdo, like of a guy, you know, like, which he was made in the early 1900s.
Listen here, kid. Listen here. You're gonna put me in a box, and I'm gonna curse you. That's what's gonna see. You see? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna come on in, and you're gonna ask me to take a picture, or else I'm gonna curse you. What?
Give me some of that there, dippity doo, kid.
Yeah. Dippity doo.
Yes, Mark. I like this. He'll come out of your phone singing, "I want candy," and I'd be like, "Fight me for it."
He comes out of your phone. He's like, "I want candy." You're cursed.
No.
She's like,
No, you're not.
Deleted.
I'm giving up my candy. Get out of here, Robert. Who do you think you are?
I said no to you. I want candy.
I know. Me too. Oh, Amy's here. Happy birthday, Amy.
Amy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's Amy's birthday.
Happy birthday, Amy. It's your birthday.
Is the show muting you guys or just me?
Oh no.
Muted?
It's Bobbert.
Bobbert.
No muting here. I don't know.
You're welcome, Amy.
See, here's the thing, though. If those rules were real, I think we would have been immediately struck dead after making this video.
Yeah, but we weren't there. Like, you have to be like there in person. Like, there's no rule that says you can't talk about me in your home thousands of miles away. If there was that rule, then I would be deceased, or I would have no bones.
We would
left.
both be dead. Yeah,
Why no
I don't know.
bones? I don't know. That's part of it.
Yeah.
You wake
I
up,
do think. I think the rules are a bunch of baloney. It would still be nice, but
they're just full
I
of
can
those.
hear you. I just hope Robert can't.
Those rules are a bunch of baloney.
Bunch of baloney. I'm telling you.
They're full of malarkey. That's.
I'd never remember to follow the rules anyway.
I want to go see Robert. I want one of the little Robert dolls. Just saying, my birthday's coming up. Anybody who wants to get me one of the little Robert dolls, you can.
So she can play terminal illness and her doll at home.
Right.
It's the home version.
You'd be getting like daily pictures of me with the doll like on my shoulder in like different spots in my house.
I would love that. I would love that so much. That would bring me lots of joy. For like 6 whole months, I sent one of my friends every morning. I just sent him a picture of like my eyeballs when I first woke up. It was just me being like, just my eyeballs for like 6 months straight. I did it every day, and I thought it was hilarious, and it was not. Turns out it's not funny. Like, you go back in your camera roll, and you're like, what the hell is happening? God. It's just like your sleepy eyes. So like one is like really crunchy, like, closed, and you're just like, I'm awake, and you're not.
Oh Lord,
I hate it.
Okay, so here's the question. Would you be scared of Robert if you saw him in person?
No. He's not the creepiest doll I've ever seen.
No.
Honestly, he kind of pisses me off. Like, there's something about him that he needs to get punched. He's got one of those punchable faces. And I'm not like,
Robert. I don't know. He looks like he has bad skin. He's got a lot of like holes in his face and stuff. Like, I feel bad for him. He's kind of like that like awkward like teenage kid, you know.
A little acne happening.
It's just
he needs
like,
some Stridex.
He's got holes in the like whatever it is he's made out of felt or whatever. But I like Robert. I would be a caretaker for Robert. I'd have him with me and talk to him like, what do you think, Robert? Yeah.
You're on season 2 of Terminal Illness and My Doll.
That'll be me.
Season 2. With Lynn. That's the new one. Terminal Illness and My Doll with Lynn. It's the new Terminal Illness. I don't think he's super scary. Like, there are a lot of dolls that I've seen in life that I'm like, no thank you, sir. I'm not interested. You're freaking super creepy. And Robert, for some reason, he doesn't give me that vibe. Like, I don't look at him and go, no thank you.
No. But I also don't look at Annabelle and think that either.
No, I told you, Annabelle pisses me off. She also pisses me off in a different way. Mostly because, like, so just backstory, like, I never played with dolls, but we did have them, and I used them as weapons.
It's like a Three's Company sort of action happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Come and knock on my door. Robert's waiting for you. He's got the curse and the curse and the curse. He's
David
coming
and I show up like, hey, Caitlin.
And Robert's just like choking me on the couch. He's like,
I come in, oh, Robert.
Oh, Robert. And then we all laugh.
Then Don Knotts comes in, and then you know there's some kind of weird curse happening. You're supposed to be dead.
I think we should pitch this.
I think so. I think it's a great show idea.
It's going to be great.
Dave and Robert go deep starting next spring.
Go deep.
I think that was supposed to go with the therapy sessions.
Okay.
Should have put that one up first. Sorry.
Right.
I was like, that's a different channel. That's on Cinemax. That's not a sitcom.
No.
That's not a sitcom. Dave and Robert. On this episode of Dave and Robert.
Deep talks. Here we go.
Deep talk.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Otherwise, the theme song. It's like
they go.
teabagging somebody.
Dave and Robert go deep. Bob deep. That's how deep they come.
Dave's reaction. Go deep. Like that's
Sick.
awesome.
Ew.
That's
Sick.
great.
Teabag and my doll.
That's the spin-off.
Right.
Yeah. It can't be a sitcom, guys. They can't. Dave and Robert go deep can't be a sitcom.
No.
It's a documentary.
So-
It's a documentary
back
style
room.
series.
It's in the back room behind the curtain.
Yeah, and it's on Cinemax at 1 a.m. You'll
Mhm.
find it. I'll think of the theme song for that later. You're welcome. There's a lot of bass, though. There's a lot of bass in it.
We'll get
Like
Mike
a
to play it.
pedal. Yeah.
Mike plays bass. We'll get him to play that.
Yeah.
Mike, get on
Mike
that.
Miller bass.
That's right.
Get on it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I think it's a good idea. No.
Can you just tell me? I don't know. This is so irrelevant and it's so far past since we watched the video. But who was the woman that brought the doll? What was her name? Was it Patty? Myrtle. So you in the sentence, and it sticks in my head, and I don't know why, and I think it's really funny, but it's not. But you said
Mhm.
Myrtle brings, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
Myrtle brings Robert. And every time I hear it and every time I watch it, I hear you say Myrtle Brains. And like that's her name. Her name is so Myrtle Brains. Yeah. And I'm like, Myrtle Brains? What? Mark, you picked a good time to run out of booze, buddy, because it's not going to get any better than this.
Maybe that's why it's a bad time to run out of booze.
Well,
Now
yeah.
that Myrtle's a name that conjures up Werther's originals.
Yes.
Myrtle Brains most definitely has Werther's
Myrtle
originals.
Brains.
Myrtle Brains. Myrtle.
Oh my God.
What a name. What a name.
I cannot wait until next week's episode, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's very funny.
Lynn told me, Lynn was like, I've been editing this story and it's my story and I don't even remember the story.
I
was
didn't
like-
remember it either. And we only did it a couple of weeks ago and I didn't
I
remember.
only picked it because of the name. I'm
Yeah.
90% sure I picked it because of the name. So all I remember is I don't even remember the name.
Oh, you don't? Do you want me to say?
No. We can do, you want to do a teaser?
Yeah.
Go.
Hope Lick.
And I live in Florida.
I've never heard of this cryptid. Pope
Oh
Lick.
yeah. The public monster.
Hope Lick.
Um,
Creature, I don't know what you call him.
The
Not too
creature.
much because it'll give it away, but.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Done. You guys don't need to come next week.
Yeah.
You do. It's
I would
gonna be
recommend
good.
like watching the Hodag beforehand. It's similar to the Hodag. Oh there.
I love Hodag.
Hodag.
I love the Hodag,
Hodag.
and I'm still. If you guys don't know what the Hodag is, definitely watch our video on our channel with the Hodag. But they made he was a cryptid in Minnesota or Wisconsin,
It was one of the two.
and maybe it was Wisconsin.
Was it Wisconsin?
And it was Wisconsin, don't you know? And they have T-shirts. They have so many T-shirts about the Hodag,
we
and
need to get our Hodag t-shirts.
Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah. Hodag t-shirt. I'll be
I'm a
sporting the
Hodag.
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 Hodag, but the Hodag.
Yeah, you know.
The
I don't know
Hodag
what's
will be sporting the
happening.
Hodag.
I hate it. I hate it.
Two old Hodags.
That's us. Just two old Hodags telling
Well,
stories.
Hodags. The Hodag was great. My favorite. That was one of my favorite like graphics to make was the Hodag.
It's still the funniest. It's still one of the funniest. Terminal Illness and my doll has totally trumped everything that you've ever created.
Yeah.
That and the lightning
Oh, the lightning crotch from the Freddy Krueger one.
Yeah, somebody asked me recently if we have done laser eyes, and I said no, but we have done a lightning crotch, and I sent them that video, and they were like, "I don't what?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yep.
You're welcome." You're welcome, because why wouldn't I
Right.
pretend to shoot lightning? And then why wouldn't you add it?
Hodag. Chris doesn't
Yeah.
know the Hodag. Let me
Check
see if
it
I
out.
can find. I'm just gonna see if I can find real quick where we do the description of the Hodag, and then everybody can watch the rest of it. You guys keep talking. Let me see if I can find it real quick and get it to
Talk
you.
amongst yourselves. Talk amongst
Yeah.
yourselves.
Talk amongst
with the
yourselves. Hodag,
Um,
go.
It's a great little part because as they describe the Hodag from reports, these are eyewitness reports.
Yes.
Lynn constructs what
Actual and
look
factual.
like.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's really
Mhm.
perfect. I love it. The Hodag's
It's a
real fun.
little one-eyed, one-horned, purple.
It's a weird one.
People
It's
eat
real weird.
One horde flying purple people
Well, the
eater.
whole story of the Hodag was weird. Remember, because this guy was like, I can't remember his name, and he would like claim to have seen the Hodag, and he said he caught a Hodag, and they went on tour with the Hodag, and then the Hodag wasn't
Say
real.
Hodag one more time.
Hodag.
Hodag.
Yeah. You said you just Roberted the shit out of that. You're like, he said he went on tour with the Hodag, and then he took a Hodag, and then he went down to the Hodag, and then it was Hodag and the Hodag, and then Hodag and
There's a
Hodag.
lot of Hodag, and where the heck is the
I just keep
Hodag?
I keep thinking ho down. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
picture this little cretin, like this little
Oh,
creature.
here it is.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm holding my hands like this.
He's got a little straw hat on, you know, and he's doing.
He does.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got like the straw hanging out of his mouth, like the piece
Yeah.
of straw. Yeah. He's definitely there.
That would be amazing too, but no, that wasn't. Well, this is the one where we look like old hookers too, which is great.
Oh, good God.
Oh, here we
There's
go.
a few of them.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think we're. Oh nope, that's the face. Gotta hold on. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a good pause right there.
I'm
All right,
excited.
everybody, take a seat. Prepare yourself for the greatest cryptid you've ever seen. Yes, swing your partner round and round at the Hodag.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah.
Little straw hat.
Yeah.
He's doing square
That
dance.
one. Yeah. So hold on. I'm going to show you the greatest cryptid you've ever seen in your entire life. Now I'm like, I feel like I am just like, that's okay. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
I can
see it. Thanks for asking.
The Hodag, and he went into the description of it. So this is what the Hodag looks like, right? I got to read this because it's a doozy.
Yes, I need to know.
The head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant. Somehow has the head of a frog, but the grinning face of a giant elephant. Thick, short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end. The Hodag also had green eyes, huge fangs, and 2 horns sprouting from its temples. It reportedly breathed fire and smoke and had a pungent smell. It was a combination of buzzard meat and skunk perfume. Who the
I love that you were like, oh, this is the one where we look like 2 old whores, and I have the exact same hair and makeup happening right. So good. You son of a... It's my
What were you gonna say just then? It's like who you're like who knows what buzzard meat tastes like or something like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
smells like
It's like buzzard.
Smells
meat.
like. Who knows what that smells like? Who in there?
Apparently someone does.
The Hodag. Yeah,
Right.
we talk about it in the video, and I literally am so like, this is like I'll never grow up because I forget a lot of the video, but then my instinct is to say the same exact thing, and it's not because of the video. It's just because I only have a one trick pony. That's really it.
Mm-hmm.
The Hodag sounds like the leftovers you pick up at 2 a.m. Oh, hell yeah. It's a C club. It's a C team at the strip club. That's where you find the Hodag.
Awesome. Mike says Hodag wouldn't last a day in South Louisiana for some Cajun turned it into gumbo.
Right.
Yes.
Heck no. Heck no.
So what does the Hodag taste like? Because it's got the head of a frog, the face of an
Why are we
elephant, the
eating
body
it?
of a dinosaur.
chicken.
Yeah.
Why are we eating it?
I don't know, because you can.
Well, you can eat anything, but why are you eating the Hodag?
I I'm not, but the people in South Louisiana are making gumbo out of it, and I really enjoy gumbo.
Gumbo's
Yeah,
good.
but gumbo kind of doesn't taste like the meat as much as it tastes like all the other good stuff that's in there.
Good stuff, yeah.
So you can like kind of chuck anything in a gumbo and be like, "This is delicious," and then you're like, "Oh, that's full of hodag."
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Hodag gumbo.
Next time I have
full.
gumbo, I'll be like, "Ooh, that's some good hodag."
That is chock full of the Poplick I
Monster.
hate it.
What did you call him? The Public Monster? I think you called him the PLM or something like. I can't remember.
Yeah, he
what
was a
it
monster. The PLM.
PLM, the Public Monster, because I think we had to have like 3 drinks before we even started the story that episode.
That was a rough one, aka the best one.
It was.
I'm sorry. Hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, I want to try it.
You can eat your own toad. Does that mean you should?
I honestly,
You want to try Hodag gumbo?
no, I want to try to eat my own toe. But I also, no, I don't want to eat my own toe. But I do think that I would love to remove my baby toes from my body because I think they're useless.
So just because they're useless, you're going to take them off?
They get in the way. Like,
I mean, they're always getting stuck.
shoes. They're always, yeah, I'm always breaking them, like fitting them into heels. It's always like the baby toe is always like smashed into
Okay,
every
but here's
heel.
the question. If you remove your baby toe, do you then just stub your foot where the baby toe once was? I don't think that sounds any better.
Yeah, is there a little ridge like where the baby toe
I mean,
was?
yeah, I mean, unless you're like carving out the foot to like make it so you no longer need that section, that corner. Now, does your foot have a corner if you don't have no toe? If you don't have no toe?
If you don't have no toe.
I'd like the baby toe section.
But like, you no longer have, I can't do it. You no longer have the toe, so you just got this little like.
Does your foot have a corner now that you don't have no toe? That's so aggressive.
Deep Thoughts by Lynn.
No! If you lose your baby toe, does your foot have a corner? Because you don't have no toe.
This episode has just become like the filming of one of our other episodes.
It's so funny.
Random stupidity.
It's really funny.
I think
Oh my god, I love Sunny. Oh, that's hilarious. You have to make sure you remove them both at the same time. If you do one at a time, you'll swim in circles until you get the other.
What if I like circles? What if I like swimming in circles? That's really funny. It's really funny. Good Lord.
It's so true. Oh my god.
I don't know. It was like you were possessed. You were literally possessed by another person in that sentence. You were like, I'm Lynn, and I'm talking about that. If you cut your toe off.
Yeah. That was the rare southern side of me that you just saw there. Dave could attest.
Yeah. And if you ever need it back and get Lee press on toes.
Oh, it's really funny.
Press on toes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just put on like a jujube, the
A little raisinette.
Right. One of those candy corns.
Stop it, Bobby. Stop it.
Pointy. So pointy.
Pointy yellow and orange.
No.
Just when my toes
you could ever put on there. Like
my toes look
like
like
hot
now.
tamale. Why a
It's fine.
candy corn?
Candy
a
corn.
Candy corn.
What's happening? Lynn is literally transforming through every place she's ever lived right now. All of the accents are coming up. They're all coming up.
Oh
I'm
my
sweating.
god.
That was really funny.
Those,
Hi Justin, I did see you.
Oh, hi,
bugles,
Justin. I
put them
didn't
on
see
your
you.
hands Anyway.
Thank you. Bugles. Oh no, bugles would be the
Thank
worst toe ever.
Bugles
Oh.
would be the best toe as
Are
a
you-
talent.
Are you kidding me? It's a crunchy cone-shaped toe. That's just
Weaponize the toes. Weaponize the toes. It's
Weaponize the
important.
toe.
And then,
Relax. It's the cat. Relax.
like every now and then you could like just tip your foot up and take a bite.
Take a bite
A
of
little
it.
nibble. Yeah, but then it would just like crumble into pieces, and you're like, my toe.
Well, okay,
My toe is crumbled.
Just lick the salt off then.
Of your foot corner.
Of
That's
your
what you're
foot
doing. What the hell is happening? I love whoever just joined us. Whoever just joined right now is like, what in the
Justin.
goddamn
Luckily,
world?
it's just Justin. Justin will be like, all right, and go with it.
Oh, it's just
knows.
Justin.
He
Justin's
knows.
down with the crunchy bugle toe. He's in.
Crunchy bugle toe.
He knows what's going on. You like your crunchy bugle toes? I love them. Why are we replacing it with food items only? We literally were like,
I guess, what else would you replace it with?
I don't
Like
know,
a
but a
little
baby
candle,
carrot.
like a birthday candle.
It's the skinniest toe of all time.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pee. Don't make me laugh.
It literally just like your
Laughing so
tiny
hard.
toe.
Oh my god. I
I
don't
get that it's
know.
a-
What
I know
else?
what I'd put there.
What? What would you put?
What?
there?
A pen. That way you always have one with you.
Oh
You
my
know,
god. Do you guys
You have a
remember
pen?
the
I do.
and then
I
you're
do.
like, let me
Put out
just
of
take
my
my shoe off
corner.
right now and tie in your shoe. Do you remember the pencils that used to have like the little lead things that you could like push the replacement lead through?
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah. A number. Yeah.
Oh my god.
One
I don't know,
of
like, that's
those.
why I went. I don't know. I just automatically went like, what did I say? Jujubee or like Mike and Ike? Mike and Ike would be a good replacement.
Mike and Ike is so small.
How
What are
big is your
baby-
big toe? How big is your
What-
baby toe? Is it
How
ginormous?
skinny is your baby toe?
Well, I know, but
A Mike and
Here.
Ike is like the size of a Tylenol.
I have like
You have
finger
Tylenol toes?
I have little.
A Pez.
Oh, Pez, nice and square. That would suit me because I have Flintstone feet. How big is my baby toe?
Kaylin's just putting on like a stick of gum.
It's like it's chiclets. It's just chiclets. Really chewy.
Need a mint? I
I-
got one for you. Hold on.
Oh,
Bye, Tim.
I got real bad breath.
Oh, is Tim leaving?
Goodbye, Tim. I don't blame you.
Oh, bye, Tim. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm surprised that 14 of you are still here, honestly.
100%.
Justin
Yes,
is not
yes.
crunchy. Justin is silky smooth.
Yeah. We're off the rails. Okay.
Yeah. We always
This has been off the rails for a while.
it
it's
has,
fun.
but it's been fun. It's been fun. You know, it's been a good time when you're sweating.
I'm absolutely sweating. I'm
Yeah.
sweating so badly.
You
Yeah, it happens because I get the sweats from laughing.
I
from the
know.
colds.
too.
Well, you know.
It's so funny.
Maybe
All right. So,
more-
like,
Go ahead.
do we have any last thoughts about Robert?
Fuck
we
him.
just
Oh God,
really
I'm
are
so
really
sorry. God damn it!
At this point.
Bugle toes.
Bugle toes.
Bugle toes and Hodag Gumbo, which I think would
Hodag.
make a good album title for a new country
Ooh.
album.
Can I sing on it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hodag Gumbo.
And then we'll make a Christmas, Hodag Christmas.
Yes. Justin loves to see the ladies sweat. Then you would love
Nice.
us, Justin. A couple of
Yeah, we're two
sweaty ladies.
sweaty beasts.
Sweaty
I live in-
Betties.
Gross. I'm the least lady of all time. I like literally sat down, logged into here, and I was like, my hands smell like onions. Like I can't.
That's true.
So bad.
All right,
So
it's
bad.
just us.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know. I just like, I'm like a 50-50 with Robert. Like we all know that Caitlin wants to believe in everything, but like,
I'm with you. I am with you on this one. I believe in the Robert pre-museum.
yeah.
I don't believe in the post-museum stuff.
Yeah,
I
post-museum
think that's
Robert
a little bit
feels
much.
like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And the candy thing pisses me off. I'm so mad about it.
Oh, I'm totally on board with that. I am on board with whoever came up with that. I think it's brilliant. You have free candy all the time.
Yeah.
Someone sent like a whole like 4-pound bag of Snickers or something, if I remember right. Yeah, on board with
Yeah.
you now, aren't you?
But nobody eats it because
Nobody
it's so mean for
I know.
Robert.
What do they do? What do they do with it? You're right. What do they do with it? Store it? Hold it? I'd be like, Robert really likes Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, it
Twizzlers,
doesn't.
and
Why wouldn't
nerds. Bobby,
Nerds
Hey,
clusters.
stuff.
oh my god, crazy. What's that?
The nerds clusters are amazing.
The nerds gummies. Have you had those? Oh my god. Like a
With
gummy
the-
covered in nerds. It's
Yeah, the
delicious.
clusters.
Yeah, is
Yes.
that what they're called?
Wow.
Can
Mhm.
we not have your butt on the TV, please? Or TV.
I'm sorry.
Who we think we are. You're looking
Candy
sharp,
Crows.
Dave. There you go. Look at that. Say thank you.
Well, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that because before this, I was worried about my smaller eye.
Dave's tiny eye. This episode brought to you by Dave's tiny eye.
So yeah.
You don't have a smaller eye. You crazy.
My eye. Which one is it?
That one, yeah.
See,
my
which
eyes don't
one
actually
is
look
it?
like this in person, right?
No, they don't.
I don't know why.
I don't think it looks smaller. Okay, poll. Should we do a poll, Caitlin? Does Dave have
No,
one
we're gonna give
smaller
Dave
eye?
a complex with the poll about his tiny eye. You don't have a tiny eye. But now I'm
No.
gonna call you Tiny Eye from now until the end of time.
Tiny eye. That's actually a pretty good nickname.
Hold me closer,
Tiny eyes
Dave's
are watching you.
tiny
Is that like
eye.
was
Yeah.
it private eyes?
Yeah. Hall notes.
Yeah, tiny eyes are watching you.
Tiny eyes, they're watching you. With tiny eyes. That's it. Good night. Good day, sir.
The video is nothing. The entire song is nothing but this eye in the frame.
Yeah.
It's really small. It's real small. It's a
Tiny
real
little
small.
eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lulu.
It's really
Oh my
funny.
God. Lulu's like, my shirt is like kind of riding up in the back, and Lulu just like wedged herself up against me, and her tail was like on my back.
Ugh,
Ugh. Her
that's
weird little
gross.
rat
It's
tail.
actually it's the ghost of my baby toe that I cut off.
It's coming in. It's very furry.
Yeah, it's literally just like, I'm over here now.
Your little baby toe tickling my lower back.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
she's getting pretty Frito-like anyway. We should probably.
Lou, she's always like a Frito. She smells like a Frito. Anyone ever wonders what Lou smells like? It's a Frito.
Fritos are delicious.
Yeah. Well, they're good, especially the chili ones. You know what I mean? But
Sometimes she smells like she ate a chili
pop
Frito.
you open a bag and take a big old whiff.
Now you
They're
all can
worse
have a
than
little
you
bit of
are. Sent did Lulu.
you.
There she is.
What do you think?
She looks like she's eternally stoned. She's literally just like, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm totally into it.
She looks like a mini Jabba the Hutt now because she's gotten so fat.
Oh, don't you talk about her like that.
She's just a little
She's-
chonky, that's all. No judgment, but look at her.
No, she's so cute. She's not Jabba style. She's maybe like a little Ewok. She's so cute. I can't stand her. I want to punch her head off her body.
She's like a little Yukon Gold potato.
Mhm.
Oh, she is a potato.
Oh my god. All right. No, good. You're gonna put your butthole right on my hand?
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's butthole.
Great. The old Calamari.
Looks like a little alien. Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, good. Right on my arm. Even better. Better. Lulu the Hut. Yes. All right. Well,
Yeah.
unless we other, I don't know. We've
I got nothing.
gone
wanna see-
down the Robert hole to like, oh, that sounds terrible.
What's the show? What's Dave and Robert's show? Go
Deep.
deep.
Go
Dave
deep.
and Robert. Go deep down the Robert hole.
That's the documentary.
Yes.
Ugh, it's so
Oh my
good.
god. Oh, that's
I'm
so
gonna make it.
funny. You know what's hilarious is that like the chat, like YouTube is like 10 seconds behind or something. So anytime I say something stupid like that, I always know the comments are coming.
Yep, I love it. And you're just like, please don't. Don't.
Yeah.
Nobody
Just
hurt
sit
me.
here and wait like, oh boy. That just came out of my mouth. That's like most things in my life though.
Yeah, me too. And then I go, ha ha ha, I said it, bitch.
Luckily. Yeah, here
Um,
we go. There we
All
go.
right.
We're starting.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oopsies.
Sorry, Robert.
Oopsies.
Didn't mean to talk about your hole. Anyway.
Bring it first.
I think Robert would have a good sense of humor, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm not worried about him.
Bubby, stop. You're
Yeah.
obsessed, dude. But I don't want to go down the hole.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yep.
Anywho, well, thanks guys for hanging in there.
Yeah.
Quality
Seriously.
Show. Quality show.
Quality with a K. Yeah, you
Mhm.
agree, huh, Beebs?
He likes it.
He does. Not the best judge, but nighty night, God. So nice.
Good
Thank God.
night.
All right, guys. Well, next week, definitely, well, go check out the Hodag if you want to on Paranormal Spirits. It's definitely worth it. And if you want to see Caitlin's lightning crotch, check out the Freddy Krueger episode as well. Right? Who doesn't want to see the lightning crotch? It is epic.
It's electric.
It is electric. It's electric. The Hodag is one of our personal favorites. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but next week it's going to be a good one, guys. We are going to be talking Pope Lick, the Pope Lick monster. Do you know what that is? I didn't know what it was. It was a new one for me. It's a cryptid. What do we say? It's a cryptid sprinkled with something.
I don't remember the story. I literally don't remember the story that I told you. So
Yeah. Or the cat and dog friends. My mom. You have your mom watching the show.
hi,
Sorry,
Mom.
Mom. Ish. They tolerate each other. Lulu. Well, there's two dogs actually. You guys don't see Ralphie because he's old, but there's the Westie too.
We should show off Ralphie sometime.
Sometime he's just like he's old. He's sleeping at this point. He doesn't want to be
He
bothered.
looks like a Christmas dog with bunny rabbit ears.
Yeah, well, he's a Westie, like the little Caesar dog food dogs. That's Ralph.
So cute.
Lightning crotch. I'm sold. Yes.
Doesn't take much.
Nope. So yeah, they tolerate each other. They're kind of a jerk to the cat, but he smacks them. She was for a few seconds. Yeah, smart mom. She probably walked away. She was like, "This is stupid." I don't know. That's what I would say. This is stupid, and walk away.
Yeah. It's fine. Everything is fine.
It's fun. So yeah, next episode is gonna be a good one, maybe, or highly offensive, one or the other, depending on your personal stance on.
I think these are the people that we don't have to worry about. I think the people that have stuck with us through
Yes,
Right.
bugle
13 of
toes
you.
through bugle toes are the people that we don't have to worry about.
Yes,
These are our core.
yeah,
folk.
our core group.
Yeah.
Just think Darwin Awards. That's what we're talking about next week. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about next week.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah. It's a good one though. And goat chewing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bugle toes do matter.
Yep. I just stopped by to see what Caitlin was wearing. There you go.
My Peggy Bundy shirt. Today I have my Peggy Bundy shirt on.
Peggy Bundy, yes. Hashtag bugle toes matter.
I do. I want that on a t-shirt. Somebody make it.
I have a really low standard, so I'll be happy. See, this is why we love you, Justin.
More merch. Bugle toes matter.
Bugle toes and Robert.
Oh, Robert.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you, all 13 of you, for hanging in there till the end through all of this nonsense. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you next week. I'm gonna hold on. I always forget. I always forget to have this. Here we go. I think I have this part ready. Okay. I'm gonna take you out with a Dave Hurley song.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo. All right, bye
Good night,
everybody.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.
I grabbed my girl It's not our deal, it's just how we feel. It's a shame we're easily amused. The only cure for this forward motion is to make emotions fly away. The air is cold, but the water's not frozen. I see ripples rolling every day. Cast a stone and get a hardcore view. Catchphrase of the day is that it's true. There's no coffee talk and only one way to please. It's a shame what you do moves me. The only cure for this forward motion is to make emotion fly away. The air is cold, but the water's not frozen. I see ripples rolling every day. Yeah, not looking for a windswept view. Our change has changed. Nothing's new. I've had new song. That knows. This forward